Today on the channel, the Horsemen ride again with Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Big Rubber Guys.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Big Rubber Guys unboxing and review. And today on the channel, the Brainbusters, the Horsemen, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard ride again. But for all your Big Rubber Guy needs, collect major. But for everything else under the sun, hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15%. Got to get a deal out there. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there once again. And Arn and Tully are finally here. A bit of a delay on these figures as we've seen some of the collect major stuff getting pushed back a few months on some of these. Now, you don't know what's going on between tariffs and shipping and all the rigmarole whenever you're ordering stuff from overseas. But they are finally here, and we're going to dive into them here today. And we'll do some comparisons later on in this video. But let's start it off with one of my absolute favorite wrestlers of all time, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. Very cool to get a Big Rubber Guy style. He's a guy that really could have fit in the LJN days, part of the Heenan family. Same thing with Tully Blanchard. And a lot of great memories of wrestling with Arn Anderson over the years. So happy to have this one in the collection. Let's dive into it. Thick boy right here. Bigger bubble on Arn than Tully. Looking very good. Got that classic TV title with him. There's old Arn Anderson. Looking like an old Brock Anderson is what he looks like to me. Arn Anderson, Big Rubber Guy, got the big figure in there. Big Rubber Guys, collect major. 18 and up, you 17-year-olds, you can't handle the power of the Enforcer, let me tell you there. Looking good. Nothing really on the sides, as we know. And then a checklist of doom here. Just always shocking to me how many Big Rubber Guys there are. There's even more than this at this point right here. UPC, jibber jabber. No bio card or anything like that. I do wish they had a little bit of bio card or something on the packaging. I think that would really fit, especially going with the nostalgia aspect. Yeah, but, you know, they're going to do what they want to do with their figures. We know how it goes. We're going to get it out. We got the title belt. I do save my packaging. I'm not sure how long I'm going to save my packaging with these collect major figures, though, as, you know, there is a lot of figures, as we've known, and there's a lot more to come. Where do you store all these big bubbles? I mean, it all adds up after a while. But we do got Arn Anderson right there. A gentle see you later off to the side. And I guess we'll start with the TV title belt right here. Very classic with that red strap. There was something about that red strap once upon a time that I really did like. Television Heavyweight Wrestling Champion is what it does say. Got a little extra red coloring on mine. It looks like, it almost looks like dripping blood paint going there. Silver and red attack. Looking pretty good, though. We've seen title belts from the Big Rubber Guys in the past. We're here for it. Now, let's dive into Arn. No articulation. As you guys know, with the LJN style figures, no articulation. Starting off with the head sculpt here, they were very generous on Arn on his hair. You know, he always had that little horseshoe going through. This is an early Arn Anderson, and technically I don't believe this is Brainbusters era, but nobody's going to fault you for counting it if you want to. Put it with your Horseman shelf, put it with your Heenan family, choose your own Arn Anderson adventure. But a pretty thick, full head of hair there with that sandy brown hair, we'll call it. And then he's got the dark beard going there for old Arn. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Gotta say, though, the head sculpt a little bit lacking on this one. He looks like it's close enough to be dangerous, but doesn't really fully feel like Arn Anderson to me. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Is it the eye-nose combination? There's something that's just a little bit off. And I feel like I might know this is Arn Anderson if you tell me it is, but boy, it might be a pick'em if somebody just handed me this head by itself. So a little bit lacking in the head department here for Arn Anderson. It was unfortunate here, and I don't know if we'll ever get another Arn Anderson for Big Rubber Guys or not. They could easily redo this in the black with the red piping on it. I would love to see that one. I always loved Arn in the black, and honestly, I think they could have got Arn Anderson a little bit more tan. Now, early days, maybe he wasn't as tan, so this is early Arn, but if you do early 90s Arn, you know, into the Nitro era of Arn, you could get that hot dog tan for him, and I'd be here for that. I'd also be here for some darker chest hair on Arn. Like on the package, it's black. Maybe darken this up a little bit, is what it is there. Arn's got 2 nipples just staring at me here. A bunch of that chest hair looking good. White wrist tape, 2 fists of fury for Arn looking good. He's going to throw some punches in bunches, but of course can also do that spine buster. And I got to say, this would be a good playing Arn Anderson. Back when I was a kid playing with my LJNs, I think this would be a good figure to play with. You'd be doing spine busters all day long, putting people down, defending that TV championship. We know how it goes with a little AA. You got the red trunks on it, and speaking of AA, it says AA right there. So there's no mistaking this one in the locker room. If these trunks get misplaced, oh, those are mine. They say AA on them. I don't know, but looking good there. He does got the red knee pads, white boots, the red trim around it, looking very good. CollectMajor.com, 2025, big rubber guys. Major, looking good, and Arn does stand on his own. That's one key. Some of the early editions of the big rubber guys would not stand on their own very well. Thankfully, a lot of these do now stand well on their own, like Arn Anderson right there. So there's one half of the Brainbusters, one half of the Horseman tag team. We got Arn Anderson. Now we're turning our attention over to Tully Blanchard, a very controversial character in the annals. Yes, the annals of pro wrestling history, but man, Tully Blanchard, when Tully Blanchard was his most Tully Blanchardist, it was amazing. He was an amazing talent. I am so disappointed. One of the great disappointments of the modern era for me was him with FTR. I thought that was absolute magic. I wish that would have worked out. I wish that would have went on and on and on and on like a young UFO once upon a time. Would have loved to see more Tully. He even got in the ring. I thought that was amazing. I just think there was so much more meat on the bone there, and it just didn't happen for, I guess, Tully being Tully, apparently. But man, oh man, one of the all-time greats. Absolutely love Tully Blanchard looking good here in the package. Love that it matches the Arn Anderson as well. Tully Blanchard, Collect Major, 18 and up. Nothing on the sides. On the back, you get the cross-sell once again. We know all about these cross-sells by now. No new Easter eggs on the back that we didn't know about back here. We know about all these. Sometimes we get a little surprise, which is always fun to see. Not the case this go around here. Got the title belt once again. Ooh, boy. Whoo, that smells like Tully. Oh, I know that Tully smell anywhere. But man, that smells like it's straight from the factory, because it probably is. There we go. Tully coming out of the package. Going to slide this back in. Maybe I'm going to slide it back in. There we go. There we go. Resealable packaging, which is always nice. And that's one of the reasons I do keep the packaging on mine. If I ever want to put them back together, I want to ever put them on a wall somewhere, I can do that. But we do get another title belt here. It does say, upside down, what do we got? National Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. Not sure what belts they could and could not use. Would have loved to see the classic NWA tag team titles with these two. Probably not the case. Not in the cards, apparently. I'm not sure. But nice silver and black attack here with the gold on the belt. Always nice to get a belt, especially when you were a kid playing. You could trade those belts back and forth in your Fig Fed. Always fun to do. But now we're diving into old Tully Blanchard, that is. Got 2 fists of fury just like Arn. So these two, they're ready to punch you in the jaw if they need to. Much like Arn Anderson, kind of the same thing going on with Tully. Just a little bit off in the head sculpt department. I'm not sure who looks more like themselves. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's just something about them both. I mean, they're both close enough to be dangerous. And I will say both of them do look better in hand than some of the pictures I've seen. But it is a far cry from the original renders. And that's got to be something that's got to be careful. As right now, go to Collect Major. You can pre-order Hercules and Andre the Giant. The problem with that is, as of right now, sight unseen from the prototype. So you're ordering it hoping they're going to look like the images. Well, they're not going to look like the cartoon images. They're going to actually be figures. So there is some trouble with that. If you don't show what you're actually buying ahead of time, you can get some buyer's remorse on some customers. So that is a dangerous walk that the Collect Major group is dealing with right now, showing just cartoon images, digital images of what the figure is going to look like, because they're not going to look identical to that, either good or for bad. They could be way better. They could be way worse. You just don't know. And you're putting your money down and you don't really know what you're getting. So always dangerous with toy lines, as we know. And that's kind of where we're at with these two. We saw the images and they weren't quite as good as the images we saw. But besides the head, the bodies and everything, I have no problems with that. The head is just a weak point for them. But I do like how they do match and they do really line up together. They go together very well here. But Tully looking okay in the head sculpt department. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. A little bit of a bulbous nose going there. You got the black pupil and the white. Got a little bit of that long hair in the back on his way to a mullet. Kentucky waterfall, right, Todd McFarlane? That's what you call it. But looking good. You got the white wrist tape going on, just like we saw with Arn. The fists, as we talked about. Got that chest hair, man. How about some real fur, big rubber guy chest hair? That's what we really need. But maybe a little color in there would have went a long way. It does say TB on his shirt, or on his trunks right here, but it almost looks like it says JB is what it looks like, but it is TB Tully Blanchard. Got the red trunks, got the red knee pads, then you got the boots, once again, the white and red attack. Love the stars on the side as well. But a very good playing everyday figure is this Tully Blanchard. This would be an amazing figure to play in my childhood fig fed. A lot of stuff you can do. Clotheslines, body slams, punches, body slams, I already said that, suplexes, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good maneuvers you could do with this in your playing days if you were a player once upon a time. Now, besides that, nothing else really to write home about. 2025 Major, just like Arn. So it's very cool to get the Brainbusters. It's very cool to get the Horsemen. I'm here for that. Love the idea of this. And speaking of the Horsemen, how about we get Ric Flair, big rubber guy, in here? And I brought the red one. There's a lot of options for Rick, but let's have them all coordinate their colors together. How about? So looking really, really nice here. I like the looks of this. Really makes me long for a Barry Windham, maybe a J.J. Dillon. Heck, I would love a Sid. Sid not really possible right now. Can we get a Paul Roma? Can we get some more members of the Horsemen? I'd have to imagine out of what's going on and who has contracts where, Barry Windham would be the next one to get, and I would be here for that. Love me some Barry Windham once upon a time. But Rick looking really good. But how about the rest of the Heenan family? I do got that Andre the Giant you can stick here. Remember the Heenan family once upon a time? Got Haku. That's a big boy. That's a heavy hitter if there ever was one. And then we got Bobby the Brain Heenan right here as well. Uh-oh, knocking things over, Bobby. What are we doing? But very, very cool to get the Heenan family. So you could put these with your Heenan family if you wanted to. You could put them with your Horsemen, or take that next step, buy 2 sets. Do that. We'll see. But wouldn't be shocked if they did do a repaint in the future. I don't know how well it would sell for Arn and Tully, but I would love to see them in their black gear. That's the most iconic. That's the one I like the most. You could tan up Arn a little bit more. I think that would be very cool. So I think there's some more meat on the bone. Whether or not that happens, I'm not exactly sure. But there it is, the latest round of big rubber guys with Arn, Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Horseman, Brainbusters, whatever you want to call it. Be nice to hear your thoughts in the comments on these two. You here for these? Did you need these two in your collection? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. That is conveniently enough the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available where podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for Arn and Tully, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?